Greetings Internet, my name is Chris and I'm back with my PTS character, Swamp Ars. And here you can see me soloing the initial group for the last part of the Bleeding Temple quest. This is one of the district quests. This is one of two that requires a group. The other one that requires a group is the arena one. I tried for about 5 or 10 minutes to try and get people to join me for this, because I had completed it before with 2 or 3 other people, so I thought I couldn't do it on my own. And then after I think about 3 or 4 attempts, I actually managed to solo the early group, or this group you're watching here. It contains a boss and 2 ads to begin with. However, if you kill the ads, they will just spawn more ads. So my strategy was basically just to kill the boss first. The boss is already dead at this point. You can see a lot of the initial fight was skipped because I'm using shadow play that only records the last 3 minutes. And I basically just use that shadow capture feature to record the last 3 minutes after I beat it. That also limits the amount of time you have to just look at me getting knocked around. Because you can see I run out of stamina really quickly. Anyway, so it took me about 3 or 4 attempts, maybe 5. This might have been my 5th attempt actually, to try and solo this. I was quite annoyed, but I was also determined to beat it. Because I want to test all the quests. Because I've already found one of them that was bugged. The quest in the Elven Garden District, I think. So anyway, I was soloing this. You can see I get knocked around a lot. It's amazing I actually managed to do it this attempt here. I'm still too used to holding block, because block is very powerful if you time it, but currently on the PTS with the 0 stamina regen, it just means that you won't be able to block everything even if you time it correctly, because your stamina regen when it's 0 is obviously a huge thing you have to get used to, and I'm having a little bit trouble of getting really used to it, especially with this build here where I don't have 3 of my precious shield play enchants. I think on this tune here I actually have no shield play enchants, and I have no champion points into blocking expertise. Currently all my champion points on this tune are into the blessed in the blue tree. 100 in that one, and then I have 100 in quick recovery in the red tree, and then in the green tree I think I have all of them in magician to lower cost of magic abilities. Anyway, so after you solo, or after you beat that group, I mean, you get to fight this guy. He's kind of nasty. The slam he just did, I don't know if you noticed it, where he jumps up into the air, that one has an incredible range on it, and it is not blockable, but if you hold block it won't knock you back. You see here I get knocked back, and it always does the same amount of damage regardless of blocking or not blocking. This was a very mechanics intense fight, but it's actually quite simple. You want to stay up close, avoid the fire lines that he tosses out, and then interrupt the one with the red lines, because he's basically doing 2 of the fire line attacks, and one of them can be interrupted. And of course, as a Dragon Knight with Flame Lash, when you interrupt something you can exploit it with your Flame Lash heal, like that one that you saw right there where the animation changes. Get knocked down again. I actually almost die here, but then I used my ultimate. In the bottom left corner, I have actually not censored my my chat here because this is on PTS. I don't have any of my friends here. I don't have any private messages. The guy messaging me in chat is basically someone who wants to help, and actually you don't see it in any of the videos, but I actually group up with him for about an hour, where we end up 2-manning this a few times and doing other fun stuff. So I soloed this from I think about 100% down to about 10% when 2 other players joined me. And I was actually really pleased with it, because this fight here is really confusing when you first start it off, but then after like, because the entire fight lasted about I think 8 or 9 minutes, but after that time, I had figured out all the mechanics basically. Like if you go too far away, he's gonna shoot a bolt at you, and he's gonna knock you back with like a sort of wing sweep. So, and then if you stay close, you just have to avoid the AoE, which is what I ended up doing. Plus, my character is also AoE based, or AoE melee based, since most of the attacks don't have any range on them. So you see here, I'm joined by 2 other players. After this clip here, you're gonna see 3 boss fights from what is known as the Barathrum Centrata, which is basically the sewer hub that connects AD, EP, and DC sewers to like one massive hub area. And they fixed this because before, you see it swapped over here, before this one would only be completable once. And they fixed that, so I got in a group. We're actually only 4 people here. There's 3 offline people in the group, but we got in a group and we tried to beat this. It's basically like the dolmens in the walls if you've tried them on the PTS, but then at the end, instead of like a boss, you get a sweeper. It's actually quite incredible that we were able to 4-man 3 different sweepers. You'll see all the fights here, just the last 3 minutes of the fight. This guy, of the 3 I have on video here, is definitely the toughest. He will do these incredibly hard-hitting circles on the ground that will also heal him if he stands in them. And I figured that out after dying a few times. So if you look at my bar, I've swapped out Inferno on both bars with piercing armor on one of them, and Inner Fire on the other one. Yeah, that's it. And you can see every time he does the circle, I taunt him and I just run away so he gets dragged out of it. But there's actually one fight you don't see, because we didn't actually beat it. Because you have to beat 3 of these portals that all have a sweeper fight at the end to beat the Barathrum Centrata event, I suppose that's called. Because there's an achievement tied to it. I have no idea what you get if you beat it, because we were unable to, because you have to do it really quickly, and if you don't do it fast enough, the portals will respawn, and I assume you have to kill all 3 portals to complete the event. But we were also only 4 people. Usually I think you'd probably want to have 8 people for this, at least, which could also in some cases be a downside, since some of the sweepers have a heal when they kill someone. The sweeper we couldn't beat had, I think, 2 kind of heals. Like he would heal himself when a player died, and he would also heal himself if we didn't kill 3 totems fast enough. And we just basically didn't have the damage to kill the totems. Plus you needed range to kill him. It was a boss called something of the Frozen Winds, I think. He would spawn like these massive ice circles that would do a huge amount of damage every second. I think like 10k damage every second you stood in it. And it would have a totem in the middle that you would have to kill. So anyway, this guy here was the hardest of the 3 fights you're gonna see. Obviously I don't have footage of the last one because we didn't beat it. It would just be a lot of deaths and not really all that interesting. You can see we beat him here. This is the second one. I've actually fought this guy once before. When I fought him, this was almost immediately after the PTS came out. We met him in one of the sewer parts. He's called the Edge Who Hungers, and he has like this incredible AoE spin that just like fucking destroys you. I think it does 15k every second you're in it, or every half second. You're gonna see it in a few moments. But yeah, when I fought him the first time, we were 8 or 10 people killing him, and here we were only 4. This guy doesn't have a very strong self-heal, but he hits like a truck. You can see that's the spinny thing. I don't know if you can see it there. He's actually gonna kill that guy down here. Yeah, and he's dead almost immediately. This guy also goes enraged, which makes him hit even harder. But it does help that I'm the damage sponge. So yeah, this guy here, he has one very simple heal. He's gonna do that thing right there. He's gonna do a sort of vampiric drain that you have to break free from, otherwise he'll just keep healing him. So yeah, you can see he glows red, which means he's enraged. By the way, you might not have seen the fourth player here, because we are technically 4 people, but for some reason, I don't know what, oh, that actually hit me for 31k, not 15. So 31k per second, shit. But yeah, there's one of the players here that for some reason, I don't know why, is invisible to me. But you might have seen orbs coming out of nowhere, stuff like that. That's basically that guy that I can't see. It's really weird. So yeah. This guy is definitely fearsome. He hits incredibly hard. He has a knockback whip, similar to the next boss you're gonna see after this one. Or next sweeper, I should say. I think you're gonna see the knockback whip here in a second. Oh, there's the spinny spin. One thing I would like to say about this fight, or these fights rather, is that you have incredibly little amount of room to maneuver around in, because a lot of these bosses are very AoE based. As you saw the one before, he would spawn like 3 or 4 like huge circles that would kill you if you stood in them for more than 2 seconds. And like you have to maneuver around with ads everywhere. Like there's 3 portals in the middle, and if we move too much around the circle here in the middle, we're just gonna aggro the next portal, which we don't want to do. So it's very hard to kill these bosses, and it's very hard to avoid getting killed. Okay, this is the last one. This guy I've actually fought once in the Daggerfall series, and he only has single target attacks, and he doesn't hit too hard. You can see he just whipped me for 27k without me blocking, which is not too hard, I think, especially considering he's only single target. His heal is really annoying. He puts a shield on himself and then has a heal behind it, and you have to kill the shield in order to be able to interrupt his heal. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing, but it also means that this guy is pretty much impossible to solo, because he hits really hard, and he has like that burst mechanic almost, where you need to kill his shield before he heals himself fully. I think it's about 1% every second that he's healing, judging from the health bar on top. One thing I'd like to say about this group is that the healer we had was incredibly good. Like even with having 50% reduced healing done, this guy would heal insane amounts really fast. It's really nice to see like a good group like this. I don't know if you've noticed in the group picture, or whatever you call it, in the group roster to the left, top left corner, but Enodoc is actually one of the people that was in this group. He was actually running it just when I joined, but he left pretty much immediately after I joined, and I think they'd gone for a few tries. But I don't know if you've frequented the forums, but he's one of the community ambassadors. And I think Pacer and Echo in the top, Echo Nova is actually his name. Those people I've played with on the NA server before. I think Pacer is usually a PvPer, if I remember correctly. But you can see we're dealing with this guy a lot easier. Like he isn't as hard as the other ones, because he's only single target, which means that he's very easy to tank, and it's very easy for the group to simply just do damage without having to worry about running away from circles and stuff. Anyway, the video is just about to come to an end. Thank you for watching. This is probably gonna be one of my last, if not the last, video from the PTS. Hopefully soon we'll have the Imperial City on the live server. I just thought I wanted to show you this because it's quite interesting. Anyway, thank you for watching.